I paid $2,000 for Iman Gadzhi's new monetized program. Why? Because I'm a sheep. And because, like Alex Ramosi, he trained an AI to essentially be a carbon copy of himself, which allows you to have like a little Iman inside of your pocket to ask any questions you might have. So today, I'm gonna test it. A little background on me and why I'm doing this. My name is Brandon Martin, and I've made YouTube videos full-time for the past 12 years. I hit 1 million subs my senior year of high school, have over 1 billion long-form views across multiple channels. I still run 2 of the most successful YouTube channels and brands in the Pokemon niche, which combined will generate nearly $80,000 this month. And now I'm working privately with other businesses, entrepreneurs, and content creators that want to grow their brands on YouTube. And most importantly, make a lot of money from it. Like Iman did with this YouTube live stream event, which I paid $2,000 on. You're welcome, Iman. Some quick context on my business and what we're going to be trying to improving today. I run essentially a done-for-you agency for existing business owners who are looking to create YouTube content to bring more buyers and customers without any ad spend while building their brand. So I have the website and landing page set up. You know, I've got the header, I got the subheader, I've got some like personal proof. You know, I've done YouTube for over 12 years, over 1 billion views, kind of all of that about like me and my channels and my businesses that I've ran with my YouTube channels, just to show that like, not only do I know what I'm talking about, but I'm like one of the best in my niche over the last 12 years at this. So my business does 2 main things. The first thing is a full done-for-you service for YouTube. So let's say you're a business owner and you want a YouTube channel to generate more leads and customers for your business, but you don't know how to do it or you don't have the time. Myself and my team will pretty much do everything. We create the video strategy. We make 4 videos a month for you and your business, thumbnails, titles, editing, video concepts. You just have to record. We do the posting. We figure out how to monetize and how to build the funnels from your YouTube channel to your business. We do all of that. So that's the first thing that my company does. And it's outlined here on the website that I think Iman will have a lot to say about and how to fix it. And then the second thing is like a community program. So for those that can't afford the full done-for-you service or don't need it, there's like a community program, which is basically 3 private group calls per week with me about YouTube, YouTube strategy, YouTube business, and then a private community with like a bunch of resources in there. So you get that, 6 months of access to this, and then lifetime access to this as part of the community model, which is right here. And I think Iman is going to have a lot to say about that. So I'll basically be asking what I can do to improve my business and ultimately how to help people that I'm trying to work with. Because I think a problem that I'm running into is that I'm trying to work with too many different kinds of people. So I think he's going to talk a lot about like my ICP, which is going to be big. Okay, let's get into the AI. Okay, we're going to test his AI with 3 different tasks. Task 1 will be to help improve my program, my website, and my overall business strategy. Task 2 will be to help to improve my personal brand. And number 3, we will ask the $1 million question. Let's begin. As you can see, we're here. This is hosted all natively on WAP, which is pretty cool, by the way. 24/7 access to Iman's knowledge base. Okay. Sourced backed guidance. Cool. What are we discussing today? I want your help improving my program where I work with business owners, entrepreneurs, and content creators who want to grow their brand on YouTube and make more money with it. Okay, then I'm asking what information Iman needs from me and from my business. I said, most people's content strategy is completely random. They create content, hope it goes viral, and pray it somehow translates to sales. We don't do random. We build systems that attract, nurture, and convert the right buyers. That's crazy. To start off quoting yourself like that is crazy. Okay, who you serve, outcomes and KPIs, offer architecture, acquisition, and funnel content. Holy God. Here's the truth. You're not a content creator. You're a business owner who uses content to drive buyers. Once you share the above, I'll map your perpetual distribution system, identify your highest leverage growth topics, tune your funnel for negative cost of acquisition, and lay out a 90-day sprint to execute without guesswork. And then it asks a question at the end, kind of like ChatGPT does to just get you using it more. Okay, I mean, that sounds great. Yes, please, Daddy Iman. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna refresh the page. Thoughts? Hello? New YouTube title, I broke Iman Gadzhi. What am I looking at right now? Oh, it gave me the whole plan. You don't even have any. Okay, wait. I mean, I didn't ask for this, but like, this is kind of helpful, you know, because like I have a YouTube and content team myself, and I'm always very fascinated in other people's teams setup and structure. Intake questions, capture these details. Okay, I was just gonna copy and paste all of the questions and just go through and answer them, but this is a weird quirk. When you do that, you can't scroll up or down, can you? No. Okay. Please use all this info. What? Please wait for the model to finish its response. What response? Copy, delete, hello. What? Quick refresh, quick paste. Okay. What? Okay, I'm going to give you all my answers. Ready? Oh my God, the AI broke. All right, so little clunky. The AI is a little clunky, little glitchy, which is fine. It's a brand new product. Okay, let's see. If I paste this whole thing in there, it looks like too much text. Okay. Nice. Tech gremlins. Thank you, Iman. Okay, section 1. So this is what it's asking me, basically, like who I serve, the main pain points, the offers that I have and price points, what makes my mechanism different, and then we're going to work on, wow, 6 sections to go through. I serve business owners and entrepreneurs who want to grow their brands and generate organic leads and sales without spending more on ads, creators who want to expand to YouTube to grow their brands and overall revenue because YouTube is the best platform and the highest paying, best fit, the niche that I'm in, main pain points, basically like growing the business without spending more on ads, growing the brand on YouTube, not having enough time for it, not knowing how to do it, not being able to create a community that actually converts, which is very important. And then my offers. So this is, if anybody's wondering, done for you service, 36K for 3 months, pretty much do everything on the YouTube strategy side, including the monetization strategy and funnels. Group community, 2.5K for 6 months of 3 weekly group calls and then lifetime access to a private community with a bunch of like PDF resources that I made on how to do YouTube. Oh my God. Okay. This whole starting every response with a quote from Iman Gadzhi is like so culty, bro. That's so weird. Tighten your flywheel attracts buyers, not just viewers. Okay, that's funny because I'm helping people do. ICP specificity. This is probably a pretty good note just because like it's sort of general who I'm helping, kind of. Business owners who want to expand their business brand to YouTube and generate more sales and leads without doing anything on paid ads because it's all organic on YouTube. Entrepreneurs who want to like grow a personal brand or do the same thing as business owners. Content creators who want to expand their brand to YouTube. Like I am kind of all over the place. Split business owners into 2 to 3 microsegments with price acceptance and typical ACVs. Agency owners with $50,000 to $200,000 a month. E-com founders with $1 million plus annual revenue. Coaches, educational businesses. This makes sense. And this is good too. Add channel maturity per segment. 0 to start, early traction, or scaling phase. So this is basically just like making it more clear. And I think this is generally very good advice and something that I've personally been working on as I've been building out this program and trying to pivot it to like how to make it better, basically. And it really comes down to just being super specific on your ICP and like what they need. Also, offer clarity right here is really good, which is something that I think that I do, which is like very clearly explain what is in the offer. So that's fine. Okay, this is funny. So just a quick note. I kind of expected this to work like sort of like ChatGPT, which was like, how do I make more money? Here's 5 ways, you know, like kind of easy. So it's nice to see that this system is asking some more hard-hitting questions and giving some like very proper advice when it comes to building out an info business, agency, or some sort of offer. I think these are like really good pieces of advice to give. And again, this is very specific. I assumed I could sit down and bang this video out in 30 minutes, but it's been 38 minutes and my editor probably already hates me. Okay, asking again, revenue range. So it basically, Iman is basically saying like, hey, for your program, like you should probably have a more specific ICP, especially when it comes to their revenue range. So like the people who I want to work with, the clients that I want to work with, like the 6 to 8 figures per year in revenue as a content creator, entrepreneur, or business owner is like where I'm looking to work, because these are the people that like are making money, are wanting to make more money, and like understand that, you know, you pay to work with professionals to get professional outcomes. Dude, stop quoting yourself. Okay, does it go hard though? Your distribution asset should provide value and build trust, while your core conversion asset does the heavy lifting. Oh, here we go. Okay, sweet. So here's some advice. Revenue and budget gates. Keep your minimum at 7 figures per year. If you want to include the lower end of 6 figures, set a hard floor for both revenue and working budget to expectations stay aligned. Okay, this is a good point. Basically, like how much budget should you expect to spend per YouTube video, right? Because you're going to be paying me to make these videos for you, but how much can you expect to spend on actual video budget? That's interesting. And then Iman is suggesting that I keep my minimum at 7 figures per year. So I'm looking at like 7-figure entrepreneurs to work with. Probably smart on the done for you side of things. Founder time commitment. A few hours per month can work if you batch. Require 1 deep recording day per month or 1 half day every 2 weeks so you can capture the perpetual conversion video plus enough distribution assets. So explaining this more is also smart. I agree with this. This is a good piece of advice. So like if you wanted to work with me on my done for you YouTube system, right? How much time per month can you as a founder or business owner expect to spend recording these videos? That is something that is helpful. So yes. For the hard no list, so for people who I definitely don't work with, add no unproven offers, no price, businesses that only sell low ticket, no viral first expectations. You're building a sales system, not a lottery ticket. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna try something else because this is definitely taking me down like a huge rabbit hole on like thinking out the program, which I think is important, but I've done a lot of the work there already. So I think this is like really helpful if you don't know what you're doing, you're very brand new to this, which like I am a little newer to this side of things. Like I've done YouTube and YouTube content for over a decade and have a lot of very successful channels and like a lot of success there. But like I have not worked with people for too long on building their YouTube channels up, which is a business model that I'm relatively new to. So it kind of makes a lot of sense that this is giving me a lot of beginner advice, which is good. What is this? Listen, if I got to give one piece of feedback, bro, is like, you got to stop doing this. You can't quote yourself like this. It's kind of weird, you know? I once said, you're not a content creator. You're a business owner. Forget vanity metrics. Focus on conversions. Okay, so here is my landing page, by the way, which will be linked below if you want to look at it yourself. But like got the header, got the thing, we got the VSL, which is being recreated right now. Got like, you know, like my proof and everything. So I'll be curious to see what Iman has to say about my site. So let's copy it and send it. Here is my site. But this is pretty cool. If I can ask Iman my website and it can go through and let me know what to improve, that will help improve conversions and improve clarity on the website. Stop quoting yourself. Stop it. Content creators work for YouTube. Business owners make YouTube work for them. That is a really good point. Okay, so here is the advice. Now, I think this is going to be good advice because I essentially have two different ways of working with people, right? I've got like my private client YouTube management where it's like done for you YouTube strategy, and YouTube videos, I basically do everything for you except for shoot the videos, but I guide the recording and add, like, give the script and everything, right? So this is this one that's like one offer and like one way my company works with people. The second way is the community program. So for people who can't quite afford the private client management, the community program is like the next best thing of like working privately with me on your YouTube channel brand and your monetization strategies. So I have two different offers on the same website. Let's see what it says about that. Split the offers. Give done for you in the community separate pages. Each has a distinct ICP, pain stack, and CTA. Cross-link only in the frequently asked questions. Yeah, that's a good piece of advice. I see a lot of other people who have multiple offers or work with people in different ways, and you do see this, right? You see two different links in the description of their YouTube videos, you see two different CTAs, and then ultimately you see two different landing pages, even though they kind of link up under the same Slack, or, you know, they get the same access to the same resources. This is a really good piece of advice to split the offers up, because otherwise it can probably get a little, like, I'm sure my website is kind of confusing, the fact that you can apply for private client, but you can just purchase like the base content capital program kind of all on the same page. So that's a good shout. Above the fold clarity. Okay, headline formula. Who you serve, outcome, time frame, mechanism, qualifier. For 7 to 8 figure founders who want qualified buyers from YouTube in 90 days without running ads. Build with our scale system. That's a pretty good header. Sub his reinforced revenue floor and founder time commitment example. New or lightly used channels welcome. Batch 1 guided recording day per month. We do the rest. Pretty good. Summarize scale in 5 bullets so a busy founder gets it in 10 seconds. Map scale to weekly deliverables they'll receive. That's an interesting tip. This is like how I kind of show the scale framework, which is the framework that like we use and like I've created with my 12 years of YouTube experience. And yeah, it's a little wordy, you know what I'm saying? Content pillars kind of tells you a little bit. So this is advising to make it easier and quicker to read. That's a good tip. Add more proof stack and hard numbers. Yep, definitely agree with that. Who this is for and hard knows. So this is basically saying to like probably have a better, so I have like how to know if you should apply, but it's saying to maybe refine this, which, okay. There's a note here for objection handling. The website doesn't really do that, so maybe it's saying to add this. This is also very helpful because if you do apply to the program, there's a type form questionnaire that you're going to fill out. So this is saying some things to do, which I know that Iman is really good at lead scoring and lead qualifying, so I probably should ask about that. This is helpful too. Basically like the tracking optimization for is this working or not. Okay, now it's asking if it wants a plug and play for your team, a landing page optimization checklist document with copy blocks, form fields, and A/B plans. Sure. All right, so here's the landing page optimization checklist for YouTube-driven offers. Use this checklist to turn YouTube viewers, ads or organic, into customers. It's organized. This is funny because this is technically what I do for people, and Iman's helping me do it for me to do it for other people. That's the info space, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this, like, this checklist is helpful. This is like really sound YouTube. Well, okay, I haven't read all of it. Oh my God. These things are in-depth. They definitely give you a really in-depth piece of documentation to go through and work on your offer. This is great. Like the strategy and traffic content, like context, like this is good advice, good sound advice. This piece of advice I find to be really nice. Make the offer explicit, what they get, for whom, how it helps in 3 lines or fewer. So like elevator pitching your offer. This is also important. Remove competing offers or links that create choice overload. So like if you make a YouTube video and you want people to like convert to a link in the description, make sure that it's either the only link in the description or it's at least the top link in the description, because people typically don't open the fold of a YouTube video. So if you want someone to click, make sure it like is clickable at the top. This is an interesting piece of advice. Use tap instead of click for mobile first traffic. All right. Okay. And then it's basically, I mean, this is just like super surface level general advice. I understand that like giving a like 100 page SOW or SOP on like how to do this is not very digestible, you know, and like not super helpful. This feels very like YouTube specific plumbing and policy. Verify and associate your domain in the YouTube studio for external links. Use cards, end screens, pin comments consistently. Align CTAs with page variants. For made for kids content, remember external links are unlimited. Ensure landing claims comply with YouTube and Google Ads policies. Like this is all great advice. Don't get me wrong. Like these are nice little digestible like points to go through and to like optimize, but like, I don't know, avoid misleading countdowns, false scarcity, or prohibited claims. Okay, here's what's like kind of annoying right now. And I think this is like more of an AI thing than like an Iman thing, but it's just like information overload to where, I don't know, like I probably have some pretty specific questions that would help a lot with my business and my offer and like my monetization stuff. And it's basically like spewing out as much information as humanly possible. And it's both overwhelming and unhelpful. Like, what is all of this? And this is supposed to be like landing page optimization. And it's giving me like YouTube and ads. My brain's already fried. This has been an hour. We've been doing this for an hour. Does that mean I'm not going to make it, chat, if I can't battle with Iman's AI for an hour? Okay, I will say though, I think this is great if you are super new, right? Or if you have an offer that you're newer with, like myself. I think this is great. I would be curious if like a professional, right? Somebody who like has been doing offers like this for years were to use this tool, how much value they would get from it. Okay, first test. Overall, I think that it gave some really good points of feedback and some advice on things that I've been trying to work on, which is like ICP specificity, because really the more specific you are on the person that you help, regardless of what your business is, right, the more success you're going to end up finding, because you know, the riches are in the niches, they say, right? And that's YouTube strategy as well. I also think the concept of having multiple landing pages is really smart. And I think that was like a really good piece of advice that I was not thinking about making a second landing page, but I definitely was thinking about like, this is a little cluttered all on one website. So having multiple websites for that and linking it in the frequently asked questions is a really good shout. We are now going to step 2, which is personal brand building. We're going to link my YouTube channel, which talks about YouTube strategy. Now we're going to ask a really, really important personal brand strategy. So I, according to Iman, want to primarily work with business owners, right? And the secondary ICP are established content creators or smaller businesses that want to like learn YouTube and scale on YouTube, but maybe don't have the money or interest to pay for a complete done-for-you service. So the question is, what should I do with my personal brand? And I'm asking, am I posting the right content to attract my ICP on my YouTube channel? If I'm supposed to focus on one ICP, what should I make videos about? Who should I try to target? Business owners or creators? And what should I do on platforms like Instagram, TikTok? Which platforms are the best for my ICP? I know a lot of these answers, and like I have great YouTube strategy and content strategy to like orient myself around, but I'm very curious to see what Iman says and if there's some nuggets of gold in here, because let me give you a piece of life advice. You don't know everything. Like I've done YouTube for 12 years and I am consistently watching podcasts, a lot of Colin and Samir, and consistently following other creators to like learn what I don't know so I can keep improving what I do know, right? So even though I'm pretty confident in my content strategy and like my ICP isn't changing with this information, it's still business owners who are looking to scale on YouTube, and it's still creators, you know? I don't know, we'll see. Maybe Iman can give me a nugget of gold here for my content strategy. Stop quoting yourself. Content creators work for YouTube. Business owners make YouTube work for them. You already said that. Oh, okay, he can't open links. Got it. Okay, so here, let me just take a screenshot of this. Okay, so we're gonna give it a screenshot. But here's the general advice from Iman, so this will be very interesting. Lead with business owners. Your done-for-you price and delivery model fit founders at 7 to 8 figures who want qualified buyers from YouTube without running ads. That audience matching is what makes your content convert. Serve creators through the community. Established creators can absolutely be helped, but put them on a separate page and nurture them in your mid-ticket offer. Don't dilute your done-for-you positioning. Interesting. This is a great piece of advice, creating your perpetual conversion video first, which is basically like a lot of creators do this with like the free course model and like the free course strategy. So it's basically a way to like teach people what the foundation of your offer teaches, and also convert like lifetime. Because these like free course videos, I mean, Jordan Welch does it well, but they get hundreds of thousands of views over the course of a year, 2-3 years if you do them right. So it's like it's essentially like a VSL, like a evergreen VSL on your YouTube channel. So starting with that is a good tip. Cool. And then there's some growth topics that Iman gave on some like concepts basically to do for YouTube videos. Case study breakdowns, behind the scenes, perpetual. Okay. Here's a good tip. Titles must qualify the audience. Use founder language and revenue qualifiers. This is a really good tip, and it's definitely what sets like channels apart who target their ICP very well versus who don't. For example, if I use this YouTube strategy, it will grow your channel versus use this YouTube strategy, it'll blow up your business, right? Like you're targeting two very different people with those slight tweaks on the title. So this is good, founder language. This is also good advice. Drive viewers to related next video. First, to increase session watch time. This is something that Iman's done a lot of, which is basically just like creating a couple of VSLs on his channel that are like long form YouTube videos. And in those videos, there's like the main CTA that drives people to your offer, to your business. And then all of his other YouTube videos just point people there. Session watch time is the number one. It's like the biggest weight in YouTube's algorithm right now. It's return viewership. So session watch time, very important. If you can make a long video, because the longer the better typically in YouTube's algorithm, because session watch time is very important. Return viewership is even more important. So if you can get someone to go from one video to the next video, like that weighs very heavy in the algorithm. Okay, and then, oh, this is cool. It explains different ones. So YouTube's the home base. Nice. Instagram is good for nurturing founders and qualifying in the DMs. TikTok is very broad. Founders, LinkedIn, and X. Founders live there. 1 to 2 thoughtful threads or LinkedIn posts per week with results breakdowns, then link to the YouTube page that goes deeper. That's smart too. Stop. You're not a content creator. You're a business owner. Your titles must qualify the audience and your content must convert. This is so weird, dude. It's like the quotes that are being used are so weird. You are not. You must. I am the god of everything. Iman, please, you gotta fix that, bro. That's so weird. That's weird, man. What to fix in your current content? Okay, this is interesting. Iman is gonna give me some feedback on my YouTube videos. Cool. And something that like I recognize and I've been working on, my ICP has changed since the start of this channel. These videos, I can already predict the advice because I'm doing it right now currently. These videos are a little bit more gauged towards people who like want to become YouTubers or make money on YouTube and like be content creators. Where like my ICP is like business owners and entrepreneurs and successful creators who want to set up shop on YouTube to use it to either grow the brand or grow the business significantly with organic content, right? Because YouTube is the highest converting, best platform for organic viewership and organic customer acquisition. So it's like more for those people. So the first couple of videos, I was kind of just experimenting with the channel and experimenting with the videos, and like it definitely wasn't ICP optimized. So I'm gonna assume titles attracting the wrong crowd. 10K a month, 100,000 subscribers, how much YouTube paid me, laziest ways to make money, screams, creator AdSense crowd. There you go. It's not your done for you buyer. How to use YouTube to blow up your business is closest. There you go. Target one ICP publicly. Okay. Founder-focused YouTube packaging. Okay. Personal brand strategy here. Titles that qualify buyers. How 7 to 8 figure founders use YouTube to acquire customers for free. From 500 views to $80,000 pipeline. The founder YouTube sales system. These are bad titles, but I understand the concept here. So this is maybe less like titles and the concept of the video, right? Because when you think about YouTube content, you first come up with the concept of the video, then you come up with the video packaging. The video packaging is the title, thumbnail, hook, right? So these are good video concepts, and then the title, thumbnail, hook would be changed. This is something that I'm already working on and already doing, like this advice that it's giving. But I will say, I mean, I got myself without Iman telling me, but if this was like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or a month ago when I was like really working on this and kind of struggling with it and trying to adjust it, this would have been very helpful. So, and it still is very helpful. So this is like really good advice. Okay, immediate channel tweaks. Update the old titles. Cool, to be more founder forward, end screens and pinned comments, create 2 playlists. That's something that I actually haven't done on this channel is playlisting. I had my team playlist on all my other YouTube channels because playlisting is very powerful. It helps with the autoplay feature to just get more return viewership and session watch time, as Iman says. Playlisting is important. That's a good tip. Okay, so for my business and for my brand, this gives a pretty good outline on my long form content strategy and what I could improve with my current strategy. So now let's talk a little bit about, explain what kind of short form content should I make. So with, you know, as a business with content, you've got long form content, short form content, text-based content. So long form, YouTube, short form, everywhere else, text-based, places like LinkedIn and X, which I do think are very important for like what I'm offering and who I'm trying to work with. So let's see what he says about short form and then what he says about text-based. Oh my God. When I was a wee lass, I once said, short form is top of funnel. Use psychological hooks to capture attention, then funnel viewers to long form videos where you build trust and convert. So ladies and gentlemen, he does say that a lot. Here's exactly what you should do to make it how to run like an operator, not a hobbyist. This is cool. This is cool information. Purpose of your short form content. I don't know why I said it, like pre-qualify buyers, not chasing random views, channel attention to a specific long form watch next on YouTube, warn people with one idea at a time and a clear next step. Okay. Okay, then it's just giving ideas for short form videos. 3 signals that your YouTube packaging attracts buyers, not beginners. Basically, it's like the same YouTube videos, but why AdSense metrics don't matter for founders and what to track instead before you hire an editor. Okay, then hook framework. So it's kind of just giving a bunch of templates. I wish it would just kind of, let's say, CTA system. This is helpful. Like if you don't know how to make content, this is helpful. This is helpful too, like platform play. So kind of what to do with my personal brand on these different platforms and how to treat them. And I agree a lot with these. I think YouTube Shorts is a little tricky because like it doesn't really convert to long form viewership. It's just not how viewer tendencies work on YouTube. Instagram Reels though, this is interesting. Nurturing, great. TikTok, top of funnel. TikTok is not a very high converting platform for like service-based businesses. It's obviously a lot better for physical location-based businesses. And then LinkedIn and X, I think, will be helpful. So that's cool that it gives some guidance on how to use these different platforms. So an interesting thing here that Ask Iman isn't talking about with any of this content is like authority building. And I find authority building to be one of the most important things that you can do on social media, especially if you're in a very defined niche, which you kind of have to be in nowadays. And this is regardless of if you own a business or if you're a content creator or if like you like Fortnite, like doesn't matter. So the only way that you get people to consistently come back again, and then eventually sell them something is if you build authority. It's like the highest converting currency on social media, and he hasn't talked about, like, this thing hasn't talked about it once. And it's odd because that's like, I mean, like, Iman is Iman because he built authority in a niche that not many people had authority in, and then he completely took it over. Like, he's the main authority in the like how to make money online niche, you know? It's why he sold so many courses. So it doesn't really talk about like authority building. Maybe ask about that. Okay, so let's ask. So what about authority building? What should I do to build authority? Then how do I use that authority to convert? Okay, authority flywheel. Here we go. This is good for personal brand building. Choose one ICP publicly. Lead with revenue-backed founders. Your language examples and proof should scream, this is for operators. Okay, so basically saying just to like make a YouTube video that addresses a lot of pain points of my ICP and explains how to overcome them and how I can overcome them if you want to work with me. Cool. And then again, with the platforms in plays, this is really important. Platform strategy, because each social media platform has a very different user base and different like memes and trends and different like styles of authority and brand building and converting. So this is really helpful like information. I think this is all very sound. We're like YouTube, long form is the home base, builds trust and sells. LinkedIn and X, founders live here. I agree that like this is really important to be posting on these platforms. It's not something I'm currently doing right now because like I'm pretty at bandwidth. All of the, I run multiple YouTube channels and like help people with their channels, you know, so working on upping the amount of content output for myself. Instagram, recommending to use reels and carousels. This is really good advice. Frameworks and show proof. Cool. TikTok is very top of funnel with precise founder packaging. Always redirect to YouTube deep dive. So I will say that this is using, I wouldn't say this is old advice because it still works, which the advice that is being given on the YouTube side of things is this keystone video concept, which again is something that Iman has done a lot over the years. What I'm seeing more now is a lot of people are delivering CTAs at the end of a YouTube video. You always want to deliver it at the end. That's new. That's like a newer strategy for YouTube. But a lot of people are kind of just like each video linking to their page and their program. A lot less people are doing the whole like create one big VSL and send everyone there. Weekly cadence that compounds authority, a long form video every week, 3 shorts every week, plus 1 native short insight, 1 LinkedIn or X thread, 1 Instagram carousel per week with a story and a CTA. This is good, you know, like a weekly cadence strategy. Like this is good. Pitfalls that kill authority. This could be interesting. Creator language and vanity metrics. Mixed messaging to beginners on done for you pages. External links everywhere breaking session time. No ordered playlist or end screen logic. Hard selling without value or proof. Yeah, all makes sense. And everything here is like relatively actionable if you know what you're doing, you know? Creative language, like right here, creator language and vanity metrics. So basically like when you're making your thumbnails and titles, like making sure that you're using creator or not using creator language rather, because like I don't want to be attracting creators, right? So it's cool. This is pretty like, the advice is pretty tailored towards like me and what I'm working on, which is what you would hope to see. And then it always asks if Want to build this big thing? I'm good, man. Okay, the last thing we're going to ask on the personal brand side of things, which I think is an interesting question that all of you should be asking yourselves as well, if you're trying to build like a truly like unique personal brand and you're not just basing it off of a business that you're running, or, you know, like for example, like I have a big Pokemon Go brand. So I used to base my entire brand on that, but like I want my own personal brand to exist, right? So this is an interesting question. Who should I try to be as my personal brand? You, Iman, are the make money online guy. Mr. Beast is the big challenge guy. Alex Hormozi is the business guy. Dan Martell is becoming the AI guy. Who should I try to be? So what I'm hoping Iman is going to do is match my ICP, the people who I'm trying to make content for and target, with like who I am and I'm making videos about, which is my brand, which is like YouTube for founders, YouTube for businesses, like YouTube as a like who am I? When people think my name, what do they think? I cannot wait for the Iman quote at the start of this message. The quote, you don't need millions of followers, you need a small qualified audience that trusts you and buys. Here's the truth. Your offers and pricing already point to a clear lane. Be the YouTube revenue architect for founders. That's your category of one. His whole thing is like a category of one. That's good. This is a nice sentence. I help 7 to 8 figure founders acquire customers for free using YouTube by building a system that turns views into booked calls and sales. Cool. Why this lane wins? That checks out. Your brand pillars, these are very important. The information underneath this, not very helpful. And this, I think, pretty much sums up the hour and a half I just spent asking Iman to improve my business. Keep done-for-you messaging laser focused on founders. And if I want to work with creators, then I can, but that's a very secondary thing. And it's kind of just like overflow. If creators happen to watch my videos and like want to work with me, they can, but they can do it on a different website, even though it's technically part of the same program. Okay, next steps. Update the channel art. That's helpful. Script and publish your Keystone video. Okay. Repackage 2 existing uploads to founder language. Okay. Map your first 12 founder-focused titles and schedule. Okay. The answer to the question here, you know, who should I be, right? Because again, you probably should ask yourself if you're building a brand, like who should you be? When people think of your name, what are they thinking? And this is right. Like when people think of my name, I want them to think YouTube revenue architect for founders. That's solid. Okay. $1 million question. If I wanted to make $1 million over the next 6 months with this program and content strategy, how would I do that? Give me a concise 10-step strategy. Okay, number 1, set the revenue math and gates. Target 16 done-for-you clients at $36K over 2 3-month cohorts. $576K plus 170 community seats at 2.5K equals $425K, total $1 million. The gates, founders at 7 to 8 figures, clear content budget, 1 monthly recording day, no viral first expectations. That's great advice. Lay out the pathway. So basically 8 clients for done for you, quarter 1, 8 quarter 2 gets to this much, 170 people at this much gets this much. Cool. Build the Keystone asset. He's really big on this one, huh? Basically just create like a VSL that lives on YouTube that other videos point to convert people. Step 3, split and harden the funnels. This is a great piece of advice again. 2 pages, done for you for founders, community for operators and creators, UTMs on every link, qualification form fields, cool, single CTA per page. Okay, if you go to my website, you're probably going to notice I implemented this change because it's a really, I agree with this. This is a really good change. I think one website for one ICP, one for the other, if there is some spillover. Engineer bingeability before the sale. The advice here is to basically not use the application link on any YouTube video except for the one Keystone video. Again, that's Iman's strategy. You see people like Alex Hormozi who will have a CTA in almost every video with a link in each description and each comment, pinned in each comment. I think that is a much stronger strategy because like you don't really understand the exposure that a YouTube channel gives to you and your brand until you like run one and like see the numbers from it. If you have a really, really big video catalog, talking like tens to hundreds of YouTube videos that are constantly getting views, you're talking about like millions to tens of millions to potentially hundreds of millions of views on like a monthly or annual basis. And all of those views are like, could be potential impressions on your link if it's pinned and if it's in the description. So I prefer having the link in every single description and comment or pinned on every comment. That's going to like, you know, create the most amount of conversions. But this is also not a bad idea. And it seems to be like what Iman definitely prefers. Step 5, publish with a disciplined cadence. Okay. So just like, yeah, build out the brand. Okay, cool. On LinkedIn and X. Number 6, package for buyers, not beginners. So this is the advice that it was giving before, which is specify who you're trying to work with and then make content specifically for those people. Case study flywheel. So basically make content using the case studies. Cool. Set sales pipeline with quotas for the sales team and for like our, booked calls goal. This is great. Weekly targets, it's cool that it outlines this too. 12 to 15 qualified applications per week, 40% book rate, 70% show rate, 20 to 30% close rate for the done for you, community sales via email plus retargeting to warm viewers. So basically, like, I should only be putting my focus into selling the done for you, and then the other thing should just be all warm leads kind of sent to the landing page. So what this means basically is for the community offer, like, myself and my sales team shouldn't be spending time like DMing with people or getting people on calls to try to convert them to this. I think, right? We should just kind of be sending to the landing page and letting the landing page get people in. This is interesting. Offer sequencing and expansion. So done for you cohort 1 runs month 1 through 3. Cohort 2 runs month 4 through 6. This is a great strategy. Present a 3-month extension for cohort 1 at $12K a month to 50% of clients for months 4 through 6 as a performance-based continuation lever. Probably even offering a discount is probably a better play there. I do like the cohort idea of like, hey, there's like a limited amount of people that I'm working with. This is like a 3-month cohort. I'm only working with 8 people. So if you would like to be one of the 8 people, apply below. It creates some urgency. That's good. Track, iterate, and double down with the data, which is basically looking at the data in the dashboards, optimizing for the data, killer repackage anything below thresholds, which is great. Keep testing content and closing strategies and use what works, kill what doesn't. Good advice. Overall thoughts. Like with any digital product like this, like any, anything that's like this, which is like a course or, guides or a custom AI. Technically, this is something that you can get for free on YouTube using ChatGPT. Like, this isn't new information, right? The nice thing, though, is the Iman training, right? So if you're looking to start a business or run some sort of offer that is similar to what Iman does, which he sells information, is like his whole thing. He's like the info product guy. So if you're looking to do anything in the info product world, this is a helpful tool to go back and forth with to work on your offer and improve your offer and maybe learn some systems that Iman uses in his business to apply to you and yours. So this is very specific, right? Like, you wouldn't use this if you have a physical product. You could just use ChatGPT. But overall, I think this is really helpful. So I definitely will be taking some of the advice that I got from the AI. Like this piece of advice. Watch this video next. It's amazing and extends the session watch time, and Iman loves that.